The descent. The Proxima Centauri research station hung in the void like a gleaming spider, its vast solar arrays stretching outward to catch the distant starlight. Inside the central hub, Dr. Maya Chen stood alone before the assembled Galactic Science Council, her dark eyes reflecting the holographic display of NGC 7142, the supermassive black hole that had become her obsession. This proposal is not just scientifically unsound, it is suicidal, declared Ambassador Zextrol, the Arcturian representative whose crystalline exoskeleton glimmered under the chamber's lights. The Council has unanimously rejected your application for resources. Maya's expression remained impassive, though her fingers tightened almost imperceptibly around the quantum tablet in her hands. After 15 years of research, simulations, and fighting the scientific establishment, she had expected this outcome. What the Council didn't know, what no one knew, was that she had already built her ship. "Thank you for your consideration," she said simply, disconnecting from the communication array without further debate. As Maya walked through the corridors of the research station, fellow scientists averted their eyes. Once celebrated as the most brilliant mind of her generation, she had become a pariah after publishing her controversial quantum thread theory, suggesting that black holes weren't cosmic dead ends, but gateways to dimensions beyond conventional understanding. Her theory proposed that consciousness itself could navigate these threads if properly attuned and protected. They rejected it, didn't they? The voice belonged to Dr. Hiroshi Takeda, the only colleague who still spoke to her. The aging physicist fell into step beside her, his worried eyes searching her face. "Of course they did," Maya replied. "The Arcturians have been studying black holes for 10 millennia and haven't dared approach within a parsec. The Rigelians believe black holes are sacred boundaries never to be crossed. And humans," she laughed softly, "humans just think I'm insane." Hiroshi's voice dropped to a whisper. "Is it ready?" Maya nodded once. "The quantum diver launches tonight." The quantum diver was hidden in plain sight, officially registered as a decommissioned prototype gathering dust in Hangar 7. In reality, it represented 3 years of secret work, built with components borrowed from various projects and augmented with Maya's own inventions. At its core was the quantum consciousness interface, a neural link system that would allow Maya's mind to merge with the ship itself. "The Council will detect your launch," Hiroshi warned as they entered the restricted hangar. "They'll dispatch interceptors." "Not if they can't see me," Maya replied, gesturing toward the ship's hull, which shimmered with a faint iridescence. "Quantum phase shifting. By the time their sensors register the launch, I'll be halfway to NGC 7142. Hiroshi's face fell. "You really mean to go through with this?" "I do. There are other ways to test your theory. Computer models, remote probes. All rejected, all defunded." Maya turned to face her mentor fully. "For 15 years I've played by their rules. I've submitted to peer review. I've debated endlessly with beings who consider a century of contemplation to be hasty decision-making. But I know I'm right, Hiroshi. Black holes aren't cosmic garbage disposals. They're doorways. And if you're wrong..." Hiroshi's voice cracked slightly. "If a black hole is exactly what conventional physics says it is..." Maya smiled faintly. "Then I'll be compressed into a singularity, and you can tell everyone you tried to stop me." The pre-launch sequence was completed in silence. Maya worked methodically, her movements precise and economical, as she prepared for humanity's most audacious scientific mission. The quantum diver wasn't built for comfort. Every cubic centimeter was dedicated to the specialized equipment that might keep her alive beyond the event horizon. "The quantum shield will maintain a bubble of normal spacetime around the vessel," she explained as Hiroshi helped her into the neural interface suit. "The consciousness integration system will..." "I've read your papers," Hiroshi interrupted gently. "Even the ones the journals refuse to publish." He hesitated, then asked, "What do you expect to find in there, Maya?" She paused, considering her answer. "I think black holes are the universe's information processors. Everything that falls into them isn't destroyed. It's translated, converted into a form we can't yet comprehend. And you believe you can comprehend it. I believe I can try. Maya's voice softened. Every major breakthrough in human history was deemed impossible until someone did it. The ship's interior was barely larger than a coffin, a form-fitted chamber lined with neural sensors that would connect directly to Maya's brain. Once sealed inside, her body would be suspended in a specialized gel that would help withstand the gravitational forces. The interceptors will launch from orbital control within 20 minutes of detecting your departure, Hiroshi reminded her as he initiated the sealing sequence. By then, I'll be beyond their reach, Maya replied. The quantum drive will activate as soon as I clear the station's security perimeter. Hiroshi's hand hovered over the final control. Maya, come back to us. Her eyes met his, suddenly vulnerable. That's the plan. The hangar doors opened silently to the void. The quantum diver, barely larger than an ancient Earth shuttle pod, slipped away from the station with minimal thrust. True to Maya's prediction, the station's sensors failed to register the departure, the quantum phase-shifting technology rendering the vessel nearly invisible to conventional detection systems. Only when she had cleared the security perimeter did Maya engage the main drive. The experimental quantum propulsion system she had designed activated with a surge of power that would have been detected across half the system if anyone had been looking in exactly the right place, at exactly the right moment, with exactly the right sensors. None were. By the time the Galactic Science Council realized what had happened, the quantum diver was already approaching NGC 7142 at speeds that defied conventional physics. Maya's revolutionary quantum drive didn't so much travel through space as it rewrote the underlying quantum probabilities, making distance itself a negotiable concept. The black hole grew in her view screen, a perfect darkness surrounded by the swirling accretion disk of matter being drawn inexorably inward. Maya activated the consciousness integration system, feeling her awareness expand as the neural interface connected her directly to every system on the ship. Beginning approach vector, she said aloud, though there was no one to hear. The words were merely a human comfort in the face of the inhuman void ahead. The first effects of the black hole's gravity well registered throughout the ship, subtle distortions in the quantum field that Maya could now perceive directly through the neural interface. The vessel's quantum shields activated automatically, creating a bubble of stabilized space-time around the quantum diver. Warnings flashed across her consciousness. The gravitational gradient was steeper than her models had predicted. The quantum shields were consuming power at an alarming rate, but Maya pressed onward, making minute adjustments to the shield harmonics as she approached the event horizon. Passing the photon sphere, she narrated for the ship's log. Light itself is orbiting the black hole at this distance. Conventional physics suggests nothing beyond this point can escape. The quantum dagger shuddered as competing gravitational forces threatened to tear it apart. Maya's consciousness, now deeply integrated with the ship's systems, worked frantically to maintain the integrity of the quantum shield. Her human body, suspended in protective gel, registered the strain as phantom pain signals, her mind recognizing the threats to the vessel as threats to herself. Approaching event horizon, she continued, her voice tight with concentration. Quantum shield integrity at 62% and declining. Initiating consciousness expansion protocol. This was the moment her entire theory hinged upon. Maya had postulated that a properly prepared human consciousness, freed from conventional neural limitations, might be able to perceive and navigate the quantum threads that connected black holes to elsewhere. The neural interface deepened, dissolving the boundaries between Maya Chen, the human, and the quantum diver, the machine. Her awareness expanded exponentially, perceiving quantum states that no human mind was designed to comprehend. Time began to stretch and distort. The event horizon loomed before her, an absolute boundary beyond which conventional reality ceased to exist. Shield integrity at 40%, she reported, the words coming slower now as time itself became elastic. Approaching point of no return. In the final moments before crossing the event horizon, Maya activated the quantum consciousness protocol, the culmination of her life's work. Her awareness exploded outward even as her physical form crossed the boundary that no being had ever crossed and returned from. Maya Chen, the human physicist, dissolved into streams of quantum information. The quantum diver, the experimental vessel, fragmented into its component particles. Both were drawn inexorably toward the singularity at the heart of NGC 7142. But something else, something that was neither fully Maya nor fully machine, followed the quantum threads that stretched between dimensions, guided by a consciousness that had transcended its original limitations. Back at Proxima Centauri Research Station, alarms blared as sensors detected the quantum diver's approach to the black hole. Hiroshi Takeda watched in helpless horror as the tiny vessel vanished beyond the event horizon, disappearing from all forms of detection. "She's gone," whispered Ambassador Zex Trull, who had arrived moments too late to prevent the launch. The Arcturian's crystalline appendages clicked in agitation. "No one returns from beyond the veil." Hiroshi said nothing, his eyes fixed on the now empty screen. What none of them realized, what none of them could possibly know, was that Maya Chen's journey had only just begun. Transience. 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days after Dr. Maya Chen disappeared beyond the event horizon of NGC 7142, a signal appeared on the long-range sensors of the Proxima Centauri Research Station. At first, the automated systems classified it as an anomaly, a quantum fluctuation in the fabric of space-time itself. But as the signal strengthened, it resolved into a form that shocked the monitoring technicians. It was the quantum diver. "Impossible," declared Ambassador Zex Trull, summoned from 3 systems away by the unprecedented development. The Arcturian's crystalline form vibrated with agitation as it studied the sensor readings. Nothing escapes a black hole. Nothing. Yet the evidence was undeniable. The quantum signature matched the quantum diver's unique profile, though distorted in ways that defied conventional analysis. The vessel was returning on a trajectory that would bring it directly back to the research station within hours. Dr. Hiroshi Takeda, who had refused all reassignments since Maya's disappearance, stood silently before the main view screen. Hope and dread warred within him. "Have you established communication?" The communications officer shook her head. "We've tried all frequencies, all protocols. There's no response." But she hesitated. "There is something strange about the quantum signature. It's pulsing, almost like it's breathing." News of the returning vessel spread throughout the galactic community with unprecedented speed. Research vessels from a dozen species altered course to intercept. Military craft established a defensive perimeter. Religious pilgrimages were organized by species who had long held black holes sacred. When the quantum diver finally came into visual range, a collective gasp echoed through the observation deck. The vessel no longer resembled its original form. Its hull rippled and shifted like liquid metal, geometric patterns flowing across its surface in hypnotic, impossible configurations. It moved not through conventional propulsion, but seemed to pull space-time itself around it, gliding through the void like a fish through water. "Prepare the quarantine protocols," ordered the station commander, his voice tight with tension. "Full biohazard procedures. Whatever that thing is, we don't know what it's bringing back." The quantum diver docked with a precision that seemed almost mocking, interfacing perfectly with systems it should have been incompatible with. The airlock cycled open despite no commands being issued from either side. And then Maya Chen walked out. At least, the being that emerged had Maya's face, Maya's form. But there the resemblance ended. Her skin seemed to shimmer with subsurface luminescence, tiny fractal patterns flowing beneath like digital rivers. Her eyes, once dark brown, now swirled with galaxies of light, miniature universes dancing within their depths. She moved with a fluid grace that seemed to bend the space around her. "Hello, Hiroshi," she said, her voice both familiar and alien, layered with harmonics the human vocal cords could never produce. I came back, as promised. The quarantine team stood frozen, transfixed by her presence. Hiroshi stepped forward, ignoring the shouts of the security personnel. "Maya," he whispered, "is it really you?" She smiled, and the expression was so perfectly Maya that tears sprang to Hiroshi's eyes. "Yes and no," she replied. "I am Maya-Chen, but I am also more." In the days that followed, beings from across the galaxy arrived to witness the miracle, the human who had entered a black hole and returned. Every scan, every test revealed the same impossible truth. The being who called herself Maya-Chen was both entirely human and something fundamentally other. Her cellular structure remained human in pattern, but not in substance. Each cell now a complex quantum matrix capable of processing information at rates that made supercomputers look primitive. "The black hole didn't destroy me," Maya explained to the hastily assembled Galactic Science Council. "It translated me, converted me into a form that could perceive and navigate the quantum threads that connect all points in space-time." Ambassador Zextral's crystalline form trembled with a mixture of fear and awe. What did you find beyond the event horizon?" Maya's cosmic eyes focused on the Arcturian. "Information. Pure, unfiltered information. Every particle that ever fell into that black hole, preserved and translated. Black holes aren't cosmic dead ends. They're the universe's memory storage systems. And your consciousness?" asked a Rigelian representative, its gas-filled environmental suit pulsing with concerned colors. "Your human identity. Expanded," Maya replied simply. "I can perceive quantum states directly now. I can see probability functions as clearly as you see physical objects. Time is flexible to my perception." The implication stunned the assembled dignitaries into silence. If Maya was correct, if her transformed state was proof of her theories, then black holes were not the cosmic garbage disposals they had been assumed to be for millennia. They were repositories of all that had ever fallen into them, preserving information in ways that transcended conventional understanding. And Maya Chen, human physicist, had become the first being to access that information and return. The fears came next, inevitable and predictable. If one human could transform themselves in this way, what would stop others? What would happen to the carefully maintained balance of power in the galaxy if humanity, already known for its reckless innovation and expansion, gained access to the kind of knowledge and abilities Maya now possessed? "We must quarantine Earth immediately," insisted a Proximan delegate. "This technology cannot be allowed to proliferate." "It's not technology," Maya corrected gently. "It's understanding. You can't quarantine an idea." As the Galactic representatives argued, Hiroshi found Maya in her old laboratory, where she was manipulating equations that floated in three-dimensional space around her. Her fingers traced patterns in the air, and complex mathematical structures responded as if they were physical things. "Are you still human, Maya?" he asked quietly. She turned to him, her cosmic eyes softening. "I still feel human, Hiroshi. I still care about the same things. I still value truth and discovery and connection." Her hand reached out to touch his, and her skin felt warm, alive. "But I can see and understand so much more now." "What happens next?" Hiroshi asked. "The council is afraid. They're talking about containment, about preventing other humans from following your path." Maya smiled, and for a moment, the galaxies in her eyes seemed to dance faster. "They can't stop what's already begun. I left markers, Hiroshi, quantum breadcrumbs in the fabric of space-time itself. Others will follow in time." "Is that safe?" Hiroshi's concern was genuine. "What you've become, it's beautiful, but it's also terrifying. Not everyone would use such power wisely." "The black hole changes you," Maya said softly. "It doesn't just transform your physical form. It expands your perspective. When you can see the entire tapestry of causality stretching in all directions, petty concerns fall away." In the end, the Galactic Council's fears proved both warranted and misplaced. Maya Chen's transformation did indeed spark a new era for humanity, a quantum renaissance as her theories were proven and refined. Other brave explorers followed her path, returning changed as she had been changed. But these transformed humans showed no interest in domination or control. Like Maya, their expanded consciousness gave them perspective beyond temporal power. They became bridges, interpreters between conventional existence and the vast information networks that black holes maintain throughout the cosmos. Maya herself established the first quantum academy on Earth, teaching those with the aptitude and courage how to prepare for transformation. Under her guidance, humanity took its first tentative steps toward becoming something new, a species that could perceive and navigate the quantum underpinnings of reality itself. We're not becoming gods, she explained to Hiroshi on the eve of his own journey toward NGC 7142. We're becoming translators. The universe has been speaking to us in quantum language all along. We just couldn't hear it clearly until now. As Hiroshi's vessel prepared for departure, Maya stood in the observation deck, her transformed being casting subtle light patterns on the walls around her. The galaxies in her eyes swirled as she watched her mentor embark on the same journey she had pioneered. "What will I find there?" Hiroshi had asked her in their final moments together. Maya's smile held both mystery and promise. "Yourself," she answered, "and everything else." The quantum diver eyes slipped away from the station, heading toward the darkness that was no longer feared but understood as a doorway. And Maya Chen, once human, now something gloriously more, watched it go, her expanded consciousness already perceiving the ripples of transformation spreading outward across the cosmos. Humanity had taken its first step beyond conventional existence. The universe would never be the same.